5 o'clock on a Wednesday, and it's time for...
A Craig and Ryland Magic Review Show.
He's Ryland.
He's Craig.
Welcome back to another review show right here on...
Magic TV.
Absolutely. And this week we're going to be looking at a bunch of new releases, including something that I'm pretty sure none of you will have heard of before, and also what most people are considering is the best trick from the Blackpool Magic Convention 2024. We've got a lot that we're going to be looking at this week, and we're going to start off with this. Okay, so the first trick we're going to be looking at is by Kyle Purnell. Now, he lectured on this at the Blackpool Magic Convention. He was selling them afterwards. This has not been released through a normal sort of channels. It's not been gone out through Murphy's or Penguin. A lot of the time, Kyle Purnell puts a lot of his stuff through Murphy's or Penguin or Vanishing Ink or Illusionist or places like that. It's not going through any of that. It was available at his lecture. Now, Kyle has set up his own magic shop, which ships worldwide. So, if you want to get hold of this, the best course of action, I would say, is to go directly to Kyle, contact him through Facebook or message him on his magic shop. The link will be in the description down below, and you can find out where you can get it from. But it really is only available directly through Kyle. And he showed us this, didn't he?
Yeah.
In the Ruskin at 1 o'clock in the morning on the Sunday night. He came over and he went, "Hey boys," and we were like, "Hey Kyle," and he said, "I want to show you a trick." Now, you're not a card trick fan, but you really like this. You got so fooled with this trick. It was hilarious. And it's called the Extrapolation deck, and it's calling it a trick is not really fair. It's more of a utility. It allows you to do a whole bunch of stuff. It is a fully gaffed and gimmick deck. The deck is not examinable in any way, shape or form, but there is so much you can do with this deck. It is crazy. Now, I've put together a little sort of 3-phase routine that kind of shows you some of the stuff you can do with it. So what we'll do, we'll have a look at that performance first of all, so you can see exactly what the Extrapolation deck is capable of. And then after that, we'll talk about exactly what we... Right, I'm going to show you something called the Extrapolation deck. Now, I know you've not seen this before, but this is incredible. This is such a really great trick. And you're not the biggest card trick fan, are you, Ryan?
No.
But I think you're really going to like this one, because there's certain things you have to learn when you're doing card magic. There's certain things that you have to learn, and I'm going to show you what all of those are. Now, normally when you do this, you have a spectator cut cards, but because you're behind the camera and you've got little arms, you're not going to be able to do that. So I will dribble for you instead. Is that okay? So instead of you cutting, I'll just dribble down and I'll have you say stop, and then that way you won't have to reach forward. But anybody watching this at home, you can have the spectator do everything. It is completely hands-off. So, Ryland, the first thing you have to learn is estimation. Now, that means knowing how many cards somebody puts into your hand immediately. So instead of you would normally cut some cards into my hand, but I'll tell you what, I'll just go through the cards. Just say stop.
Stop.
There, are you sure? That is exactly 30 cards. Look,
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You have to be able to do that every single time if you're going to be really good at card magic. So it can't be just a one and off fluke. Like, we'll do it again. Just anytime you want to, say stop.
Stop.
Oh, that's really low. That's like 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. When you've learned how to do that, then the next thing you're going to need to be able to do is you need to be able to tell people the cards they're thinking of. So again, I'll look over here. I'm going to go through the cards like this. You're going to say stop. And wherever you say stop, I'll show you the card. Now, if you're happy with that card, we'll use it. If not, we'll continue on until we've got one that you are happy with. So just say stop.
Stop.
Notice I'm not looking. Right, are you happy with that card there? Or do you want to carry on?
I'm happy.
You're happy with that card. We'll leave it down in the middle. Look at me, concentrate on the card. It's a red card. I can see straight away it's a diamond.
How?
I can tell you it's the 3 of diamonds.
How?
Let's do it again. Notice I'm not looking. I'm going to go through. Just say stop.
Stop.
Right there. Are you happy with that one, or do you want to go to a different one?
I'm happy with that.
You sure you're happy with that? We'll leave it down in the middle. Look at me. This time it's a black card. It's a spade. It's a high card. It's a picture card. It's the jack of spades.
Oh.
Isn't that amazing? So that's the second thing you need to be able to do. You need to be able to read people's minds. So the first thing is you need to be able to estimate cuts. Second thing you need to be able to do is read people's minds. The last thing you need to be able to do is predict what people are going to do. This is the hardest thing of the lot, but we'll give it a go. Now, normally you would cut some cards into my hand and you would cut to a card, but this time I'll cascade the cards down onto the table and you just say stop anytime you want to, okay?
Stop.
There, we've got the 8 of spades there. Are you happy with the 8 of spades, or would you like to carry on?
Happy.
You're happy with the 8 of spades. Now, we've mixed up these cards quite a few times. Well, I want to know exactly where in the deck the 8 of spades is. So what counts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So your 8 of spades was
Only you will
exactly...
understand this. What a coincidence.
But here's the thing. In my back pocket from the very beginning, Ryland, I had a prediction. And you said stop on the 8 of spades at the 33rd position. And the card I've had in my pocket the entire time was the 8 of spades in the 33rd position.
What?
I was able to predict exactly what you would do.
What?
Isn't that cool? So, that gives you a rough idea of what you can do with the extrapolation deck, but you can do a heck of a lot more. So, this is great for a number of different reasons. First of all, if you want to just do it as a, hey, pick a card, I'm going to tell you what the card is, and you want to do that over and over again, you can. So, you can do a really cool... kind of, you know, if you're doing banquet tables, and there's like 10 people sitting there watching the magic, you can do like a multiple selection where you're getting different people to pick cards. You've got your back turned the entire time, and you're telling them what card they've picked. No control needed, because you immediately, when you show them the card, you're going to know what that card is. And there's a couple of different ways of doing it, and in the tutorial, Carl goes through a few different ways. But that is cool in its own right. Now, the other thing you can do, you were obviously behind the camera, so I was having to dribble the cards onto the table. But you can literally have someone pick up a pile of cards, put them into your hand, and you can tell them how many cards are in your hand.
Yeah.
Now, you do that with a memorized deck, because you do mem decks, even though you don't do card tricks. Weird. But you can do that with a memorized deck. But if you don't know a mem deck, you can now do this as part of the extrapolation deck. But the key thing, the big finale, is that they cut the cards, and they cut to any card. After the cards are being cut and mixed up, they cut to any card, and you count down to where that card was in the deck, and you immediately show that in your back pocket, you have a card, it's the identical card, and the number on it is the position in the deck. And that is really strong. Yeah. What do you think of this?
I think it's really cool.
It's good, isn't it? Like, it's really good. It's also very easy. I mean, it's worth noting that that final phase does require some form of palm. Now, the way that Kyle teaches it, he teaches you how to do a gambler's cop. And there's 3 or 4 other different ways of doing it that Kyle goes through for you. But if you want to do that final phase the way that Kyle does it, or the way that you saw me do it, you are going to need to remove a card secretly from the deck. But the rest of it is completely self-working. The bit where you estimate the amount of cards, no work to it, no memorization, you can do that immediately. The bit where you have them say stop and you show them the card and you immediately tell them the card, no memorization at all. So you can make this as long or as short as you want to. And when you get comfortable, if you're a newer magician and you don't palm, and you know, you can do all the other stuff, and then when you feel more comfortable doing palming or secretly removing things from the deck, you can then add that final phase in. The tutorial's really good. And works and explains everything that you need to know. It's very low budget, but that's absolutely fine.
Does it have a performance?
It has a performance to camera, but not a live in the trenches performance that I can think of. I don't think it did, but it's very good. I really like it. I think it's a great card trick. Please bear in mind that this is a fully gaffed gimmick deck. The cards cannot be examined. So if you're somebody who worries about having a gaff deck in play, and what am I going to do if somebody wants to examine the cards? Well, you can't have the cards examined with this deck at all. But the way that the routine is constructed, I don't think that's too much of a problem. No. I really don't. But yeah, that's it doesn't feel like they would need to be examined, but nothing is examinable at any point. I really like it. I'm going to play around with it. I have a few different ways that I think I'm going to be able to do this. And I like the fact that it does so much, and it's a utility device. And I think I'm going to be coming up with a bunch of stuff with it as well, on top of what Carl came up with. So I like it. I'm going to give it 90%. Mr. I hate card tricks. I don't do card tricks in my life, because card tricks are boring and everyone does them, even though you know mem deck. What would you give this?
I'm going to give it a 79%.
Best mark that you can give a trick if you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Finally, trick comes to us to look at, and I don't have to give it you and buy another one for myself. This is very exciting. This is good. This is good times. Please, more people bring on the card tricks. This is how I get to have my own stuff. So 79% from Ryland, 90% from me. It's called the Extrapolation deck. As far as I'm aware, it's only available directly from Kyle. And Kyle is a genius. Please remember that. Kyle Purnell is a genius. Let's all say it together. Kyle's a... Oh, no. Sorry, let's try that again. Kyle Purnell is a genius. Anyway, with that in mind, let's talk about another genius, somebody who annoyed Ryland all the way through the Blackpool Magic Convention, Crazy Sam. So...
How do they do all of that stuff?
This is why Ryland got annoyed with Crazy Sam all through the Blackpool Magic Convention, because Ryland likes to think of himself as a bit of a cube expert. He does a lot of cubing in his close-up and his stage work. And then Crazy Sam just spent the entire Blackpool weekend annoying Ryland, doing cube solve after cube solve after cube solve with a regular ungimmicked cube. And this is his "I'm confused, I don't understand how that works" face. Are you okay?
I don't get it.
You don't get it. You don't get it. Yeah, he's got some cube stuff coming out very, very soon with Henry Harrius, and OMG, it's good. But everything that this guy does is amazing. He was showing me coin work that's better than almost any coin magician I've seen. Cube work that made Henry Harrius look like a bumbling buffoon. He was doing card work. He was doing everything. I mean, his Elastic Band, seeing his Crazy Sam's handcuffs live is just amazing. But we are going to be looking at Crazy Sam's Mind, which is basically the project that he's brought out with Hansen Chen that everybody was saying was the trick of the convention, because basically it allows you to get a Pringle, have it on your hand, have it on the spectator's hand, and you shoot it, and it crumbles up into bits. Now, this technique comes with gimmicks. Is it gimmicks? Does it come with gimmicks? It comes with a prop. That I suppose it technically is as a gimmick. It's a thing that's hidden in plain sight. It's a thing that's on you at all times. And once you have this thing on you at all times, it allows you to perform an eclectic range of effects. Now, everyone was talking about the Pringle Smash because that's the thing that everybody thinks is really cool, which is where you have a spectator hold a hand out, you give them a Pringle, and then like Ryland says, you do that and it smashes. But there's so much more you can do.
It goes crack.
It's amazing. But there's so much more you can do with it. So he can do that thing where he has a card in his hand and he flicks it, and then he flicks over here and you hear the card flicking, which is really cool. He's got a thing where...
oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, you can do that one.
So it's like you flip the card, you flip the card, you flip the card, you flip the card, you flick it over here. Like you go like that over there and you can hear the card flip.
Yeah, that's so good. He's got this thing where a pen flies up in the air, a pair of glasses, borrowed glasses go up in the air, a ring jumps from the table into your hand, a napkin flies up in the air, a cigarette flies up in the air. He's got so many different applications of this thing. I will tell you, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Some of the applications for it are easier than others. We were going to include a video of Ryland doing the Pringle Smash, but you haven't got it down yet, have you? No. He can do it off his own hand, so you can put a crisp on your own hand and go...
So we don't have any Pringles yet, so...
you need to go and buy some.
Yeah, so we're using like just normal cheese and onion crisps. The only problem with that is like every time you use them, they're different sizes. So once you've got used to the one, and you know how to smash that, the next crisp you pull out is a completely different size.
So by the time this review show comes out, maybe we'll have a video of Ryland doing the Pringle Smash, because you are still working on it, aren't you?
We've got pretty much everything else.
Yeah, you've learnt everything else. In fact, one of your favourite routines was where you have a card. You have a card picked, and you put it on the edge of the table, and you go... And
I don't know if he did that. I don't know if he said to do that, because...
Well, he's got a few different things that he does with cards.
Does he say to do with that? Because, like, I said, oh, what if he did this?
It might be, because you were learning the pen thing, weren't you, where he puts the pen on the edge of the table.
Yeah, and I said, what if you do it with a card?
He might not have, actually. But let's show them this. So this is based on one of the techniques that Crazy Sam teaches.
Or the techniques that Crazy Sam teaches.
Yeah, and think about this for a minute. This is a normal card from a normal deck of cards. You put it down on the table, and it just flies up in the air. It looks incredible. Let's have a look at this one, shall we?
I'm going to show you how I can move objects with my mind. All I've got to do is take the invisible gun, and it happens on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. You see that I can actually make the card flip over. What? Okay, so I've got my sister Thea.
Hi.
Thea, hold your hand up.
Yep.
Okay, now I'll just show you something really cool with this Pringle. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
What you're going to do is watch. You ready? Make your a gun with the other hand. 1, 2, 3. And you can see that the Pringle actually snaps. What?
Now that is really good.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about whether this is practical, because there's a lot of people talking online about whether it's practical or not. And I understand why, because a lot of people are thinking of this as a Pringles trick. And you're not always in a situation where you can carry some Pringles around with you. Can you imagine doing that in your next walk around gig at a corporate event? Hi, my name's Ryland. I'm the magician here tonight. How are you doing? Would you like to see a trick? Oh, we've seen you on BGT. Can you do a trick with a cube? No, because today I'm doing a trick with a Pringle.
Open the Pringle.
Take a Pringle, any Pringle, put it on your hand, shabooey! You know, it's not it's not the sort of thing that you carry around with you at a corporate gig. It is the sort of thing if you're booked for a house party and there's snacks all over the place, you could kind of get snacks and you could go, hey, put this snack in your hand. There are places where you can use it, and it's a great impromptu trick, kind of impromptu, not impromptu because you've got to have the gimmick on you, but it's a great trick that you can do if people come around your house or something like that. But I agree, it's not necessarily the thing that you're going to do at every gig. However, there are other applications of this. I think that the spectacles thing, the glasses thing, where you borrow a pair of glasses and he just puts them down and he does this and they fly into your hand, I think that's super practical. The ring thing, whilst not being easy, looks absolutely amazing. And the angles are really good. I was worried about the angles being really bad. But the angles aren't bad at all, are they? No. The only thing you need to be aware of is the setup. You have to set this up in front of the audience. And so you have to have a moment of misdirection in order to set this up.
I mean, it's not really much. It's literally just...
Yeah, it only takes a second to set up, but you couldn't do it in front of you. You couldn't say, right, I'm going to show you a trick now, everybody. 1 minute. You need to make sure that it's set up without them realising it. Now, Sam talks about misdirection for how to do this. One of the things that I thought was really good was he turns round and he shows his hands and he says, there's nothing hidden behind my back, there's nothing in my hands. And as he turns back round, he does the setup, because it only takes a second to set up. If you were sitting at a table, you could do it under the table edge. There's lots of different ways of actually getting into it, but it is a setup that you're going to have to do in front of the audience. That's something to bear in mind. Now, if you are used to doing magic with a certain object that's known, that Joe Rhinefleisch tends to use a lot, you'll probably immediately be able to do this. In fact, you were immediately able to do this because you do a lot of magic with that sort of thing, because there's a certain crossover. But if you've not done any of that before, there might be a little bit of a learning curve. It's not difficult, but it is knacky. Yeah. It's like the Pringles smash. You know what you need to do, and it works, but at the moment it's not working every time. It's like working one. Yeah. Because you haven't got Pringles.
Obviously, when you've got Pringles, you're used to them being the same size like every time.
Yeah. So we've bought the Pringles now, so hopefully...
They should be coming.
Hopefully, you'll have seen a video on here of Ryland doing the Pringle smash as well. If not, it'll be going up on his social media soon. So what do you think of this? You get enough gimmicks. You get probably about 15, 20 gimmicks. Eventually, they will snap and break. But it's something that you could easily get more of once you know what it is. And the tutorial's very well filmed. It's Crazy Sam and Hanson Chen sitting down and covering absolutely everything, and it's dubbed over in English. It's good. I love it. I think I'm definitely going to do this. If only for the glasses thing. The glasses thing is my favourite. Not necessarily even the Pringles thing. But I'm going to give this 92%. What about you?
I'm going to give it 100%.
100%. You really like it, don't you? Anything that's not a card trick, we're in. So 100% from Ryland, 92% from me. It is absolutely incredible.
Well, unless it's Peter Van Ink.
Well, yeah, it goes without saying. Let's move on with the next trick. So next up, we have Casino Con by Alakazam Magic, Steve Gore, and Greg Wilson. Now, just to give you a little bit of history behind this, Steve Gore did Casino Con originally, and Greg Wilson contributed some ideas to it, and that was marketed directly through Steve. And now Alakazam have bought the rights to Casino Con. They have bought it back out again, and they've updated the props, they've updated the handling, they've put a new tutorial in place, and you've still got all of the old stuff with Greg Wilson and so on and so forth, but everything else has been updated, and it's back and bigger and better than ever before. Now, if you don't know what Casino Con is, don't worry, we've got you covered, because Ryland is about to perform Casino Con for you, so you can see exactly what it does. Let's have a look at this performance right now.
I've got my dad behind the camera, and I've got a prediction, and it's a poker chip. So I'm going to give my dad the poker chip, and I'm going to put that there. As well as the poker chip, I've also got these cards, as you can see. Now, as you can see, they're all Jokerz.
I see that.
Now, these Jokerz, they're all from different casinos. As you can see here, we've got all these different casinos. Like they're all closed down. Like we've got the Dunes. We got the Stardust. We've got things like Sora. We got the new Frontier. We got Aladdin. So there's a bunch of different.
And they've all shut down.
They've all shut down. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Okay, so I've got all of these. I'm gonna lay them out like this and this and this, this and that. So I want you to choose any one of these.
Anyone?
Anyone.
I'm going to go for that one over there.
That one. Okay. And we're gonna pick all of these up. Okay, and then we'll put them back in here, like that. Now we'll have a quick look at the one you chose. You chose the Dunes, okay?
Let's have a look. Yes, I
Yeah, you
did.
chose the Dunes. Now, at the very beginning, I gave you a poker chip. Could I have the poker chip back?
Yeah, of course. Hang on. There you go.
Okay, you can see that it actually matches, and it is the Dunes.
No way. Hang on. Stop. Let me zoom in.
It is actually the Dunes.
It
Which
is the
really
Dunes,
cool.
yes.
And it is on both sides.
Yeah.
And you can see the only sad thing is it's only for $25.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna take the Joker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna take it out
Yeah.
like this. If I can get it out, like that. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a little shuffle. Like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna deal the cards out.
Yeah, I want you to mix them up a bit more first, Ryan.
Okay. I was gonna do that. So I'm gonna take them like this.
Okay.
So I'll mix them in like this. There,
Okay.
there, 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 there.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Now what I want you to do is I want you to cut wherever you want.
Just cut the cards.
Yeah, just cut the cards. Like that. Okay? So they're completely cut, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to deal one to you, one to me, one to you, one to me. So now I'll deal the cards like this. Okay, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and like this. Now we'll have a look at the ones you got. Now obviously you got a bunch of Jokerz. Now you're probably expecting me to get a bunch of Jokerz as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I just snap my fingers, I can actually
No.
make it. So now we have a complete royal flush. That's not the only thing. I won, but I don't just want to win for $25. I want to win for $25,000.
So in essence, what you've just saw there is the effect, and it's all self-contained. You've got the poker chip, you've got the little wallet with the cards in it, and you are good to go. So the first phase is you show all of the different Jokers. They can shuffle them up as much as they want to. They can pick any one. It's actually really clever how it works. They genuinely can pick any Joker. When they pick the Joker, you show that the prediction matches on the chip that you gave them at the beginning. Then you mix the cards up and you get the spectator to deal them between you and them. I was holding a camera, but normally you would get the spectator to do all of that. And your hand is going to change into a royal flush. And at the end, the poker chip's going to change from $25 to $25,000. Wow. That's basically exactly what's happening. Now you get a little black wallet to keep things in, and that's designed to do a move that allows you to move from one phase to the other. However, when Greg Wilson is on the project, he teaches you how to do that without the black wallet. So if you don't want to use the black wallet, you don't have to. If you don't want to use the black wallet, you can use Greg Wilson's technique. And in all honesty with you, if I was planning on doing this, spoiler, I am planning on doing this, then I would probably use Greg Wilson's approach to this, just because I don't need the wallet. The wallet's not needed. The misdirection that Greg Wilson talks about during the actual tutorial, and you see a live performance of Greg doing it, so you can see exactly how it works. and exactly how it plays. The misdirection is incredibly strong because you can do the same move as the wallet while they're looking at the poker chip.
Yeah, the thing is, obviously it's a card trick, but it doesn't feel like a card trick because of the presentation with all like the old casinos.
And you collect cards, even though you don't do card tricks. You
Yeah.
do collect cards, and you do like learning card moves, don't you?
Yeah, I've got like my whole table is like that full, and it's like got stacked cards that full. And still got, and then we've got that down there.
Yeah, he collects playing cards, and he loves learning card moves. He just doesn't do any card tricks in close-up or stage. But you said to me,
I do learn card moves, but I don't use them.
Yeah,
So
you just learn them for fun.
yeah.
But this, you said to me, like you just said there, I would do this because as a card collector, I'm talking about...
As I collect cards, I'm talking about that I've collected these cards from old casinos.
And I love the hook. It's kind of interesting. These are all closed down casinos that don't exist anymore. That's kind of interesting. I do like that technique. Yeah. And the artwork on the Jokerz is absolutely fantastic. I also love the...
And the fact that they are real closed down casinos. It's not like they've just made them up.
Yeah, exactly. The whole thing just instantly draws people in. It allows you to say, hey, I collect cards, have a look at this, blah, 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 blah. And then you can end it just at the end of the first phase if you want to. And that is really strong, ending it at the end of that first phase. But then you've got the second phase where you can actually turn those Jokers into a Royal Flush and Spades, which is also a really nice way to go with this. And then with the poker chip, you saw how they do it on the tutorial, which is kind of you pick it up and you show it's 25,000. But you could do a more visual switch if you're able to do that sort of thing. It's almost self-working. There's not really any moves in there, is there? I'm just thinking through it. The gaffs do everything for you. Yeah. But what's really cool is, and I might be wrong in saying this, but once you've got rid of that black wallet, and that black wallet disappears halfway through the routine, or as I say, with the Greg Wilson technique, you don't need to actually use it. But once that's gone, at the end of the routine, all the cards are examinable.
Yeah.
Everything's examinable at the end, isn't it? And not only is everything examinable, is it an instant reset? You would openly put everything back, and you just put it back in the wallet. You put the poker chip back in your pocket.
Yeah, because when you've got the Royal Flush, you literally just put them together, put it in the wallet.
And then it's reset.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. So it's an instant...
You've already got the poker chips in your pocket.
So it's an instant reset. It's very easy to do. It's got a very strong hook. It packs small, plays big. The only negative that you need to be aware of is you need a table.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, you need a table because you deal the cards on the table. You could, if you wanted to, spread the cards out and just say, take a Joker.
Yeah.
You don't have to actually. You could maybe adapt it to a walk-around situation.
Just touch one, cut it, and then you can say, now, let's see what you picked.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
Whatever.
I like that, yeah. So you could adapt it to a walk-around situation, but the way they talk about it, it requires a table.
I'm going to give this 100%.
Yeah, I really... 100, an Alakazam trick and it only gets...
120! No, 120. It was 120. I definitely said 120 first time.
Oh, you said 120,
Yeah,
did you?
I said 120.
Okay, 120% from mine.
Say 100.
I'm going to give this... I think this is... let me think. What were we reviewing? Yeah, you know what? As much as I love the Extrapolation deck and I love Crazy Sam's Minds, I think this is probably the best trick we're reviewing on this week's show. I'm going to give this 99%. I love this. I really, really love this. So, that's 99%. Really, really good. Now, we're going to look at another trick now by Alakazam that's created by your friend Peter Nardi that he bought out at the same time as Casino Con. And it's designed to be an add-on to Casino Con. Let's have a look at that right now. So, next up, we're going to be looking at Jokerz by Peter Nardi. Now, Jokerz was bought out at the same time as Casino Con. And in essence, Jokerz is...
an add-on to Casino Con.
It is. It's made up of the same Jokers that Casino Con was made out of, in that they're the same artwork on the face and on the back. But it's in essence Peter Nardi's handling of Wildcard. And he goes through multiple different ways of doing Wildcard. Pete just goes through everything. He talks about how amazing the Wildcard plot is. And I agree. I've loved the Wildcard. I remember one of the very first things I ever learned when I first got into Magic was Wildcard. And, you know, now my two favourite Wildcard routines are Button Smash from the Magic Button project that I bought out through Penguin Magic, where you hit the cards and they the button smashers, and also wild cubes by the smelliest little magician in the world, Ryland. I do wild cubes all of the time because I use it as a lead-in to Cube 52. So I do wild cubes, then I do Cube 52. So I know the power of how strong wild card is, and it's amazing how many people haven't done it. But what Peter's done is he's developed this wild card handling, which is really nice. He's got some very simple moves in there, nothing really too difficult, some Mexican turnovers, some small packet double lift, just really simple stuff. But what it allows you to do is you can do it as a standalone routine. Absolutely. You get the little wallet with it. You get extra jokers. You get jokers so you can do an 8-card pack handling, a 6-card handling, and 12-card handling, a 10-card handling. You get tons of jokers in there. You also get the little black wallet, another little black wallet, so you can switch if you want to. So you can do it as a standalone piece, or how Pete suggests that he does it is he does Casino Con. At the end of Casino Con, he puts the jokers back inside the wallet, puts everything away, and he says, actually, would you like me to show you one more thing and show you why I always win at cards? And then he brings the other wallet back out. Now he's got the jokers in there. So now he's apparently got the same jokers, but now he's into the wild card routine. And at the end, because he's got a completely different wallet, he's left with all the jacks, and he can take those out and have them examined, because you get all of the jacks as well with the casino back, so you can have everything examined at the end. And then by putting everything back into the wallet, you're instantly reset, ready to go into doing it again. So it's a standalone piece. You could buy jokers on its own and do it on its own, or you could do it as part of Casino Con. And what's really good is there's so many different options on the tutorial. Pete goes through so many different ways of actually doing it.
Ryland's the cameraman here, which means literally anything could happen. So I apologise for whatever the cameraman decides to do during the course of this trick. Now I've got some cards here from American casinos, specifically from casinos in Las Vegas. But these are all casinos that have shut down. They no longer open. They no longer exist. Because I collect cards from American casinos, and I specifically collect the jokers. These are all the jokers from American casinos. And earlier on, Ryan, I had you think of a card. Do you remember? Have you got that card in mind? Mm-hmm. Good. I'm going to go through. Just say stop anytime you want to.
Yeah. Stop.
There. Was it the yellow one or the greyish one?
The greyish one.
That one there. Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Which is the dunes. Not that it matters, but it's the dunes. So I'm going to try and show you something amazing using not these, but using the this one here. Look, if I snap my fingers. I asked you to think of a card earlier on. Which card did you think of?
Jack of Hearts.
Jack of Hearts. And check this out. Look, I can turn that into...
Whoa.
Now, that's not bad, right?
No.
But now I've got an interesting thing, because now I've got 7 cards. I've got Look, there you go. I've got jokers, as you can see. I've got that Jack of Hearts, and I've got jokers. And people turn around to me when I do stuff like this, and they say, Craig, mainly because that's my name, I say, Craig, that's really impressive. But how do you turn a joker into a Jack of Hearts? Well, there's a rule in magic: you're never meant to repeat a trick. I'm going to do this again for you, right, so you can see exactly what's going on. Look, if I take this joker and I touch it to this jack, when I flick like that, what happens is I end up with 2 Jack of Hearts, which is kind of weird. I'm going to do that again, but with this one here. Watch. If I take this one and I just flick, when I do, that one turns into a Jack of Hearts as well. If I take this one and snap my fingers, you're not going to believe it, but this one turns into a Jack of Hearts. This one, kind of difficult, not impossible, just kind of difficult. Watch carefully, don't blink, because this one, it happens on 3. Watch, 1, 2, 3. That one turns into a Jack of Hearts as well. And what's happening is all of these cards, one at a time, are turning into the Jack of Hearts. Let's see if I can do this one. Watch, if I just snap my fingers, that one turns into a Jack of Hearts. And this is the last one. This is the hardest one, because I normally I would get you. In fact, let's see if I can get you to do this. Do you see the Joker right there in between the 2 jacks? Yeah? Do me a favour, right? With your hand, can you hold it like that and say a magic word?
Egg smelly pajamas.
Egg smelly pajamas. And if it's worked, have a look. Turn it over. That one turns into a Jack of Hearts. That one turns into a Jack of Hearts. That one turns into a Jack of Hearts. And Ryland the Kid Magician, I have managed to make every single one of these jokers turn into a Jack of Hearts, which is absolutely incredible.
I love Wildcard. I'll be honest with you, as much as I love Casino Con, and as much as I love Peter Nardi, and as much as I love Wildcard, I'm not going to do this. And the only reason I'm not going to do it is I do Wild Cubes. And I do, and I do Button Smash. I've got a little wallet. Right? I've got a little black packet wallet, a nice prop dog leathery one, little leather one. And in one side I've got Wild Cubes, and in the other side I've got Button Smash. And they're my two favourite wild cards. And I don't think, and what I love about both of those, Button Smash doesn't feel like a wild card because it's not like one card's changing into another. The buttons are getting smashed. And what I like about Wild Cubes is it's a great lead into Cube 52, but also it doesn't feel like I'm changing one card to the other. I'm solving the cubes. So I love both of those more.
I like this, but I think I'll do Wild Cube instead. So I'm gonna wait. How do I say this?
I'm giving it 79%, which is the highest mark I can give it if I'm not going to do it. It's amazing, and if you don't do Wildcard, you should get this because it's a really great insight into how to do Wildcard properly. It's probably the best tutorial I've ever seen for Wildcard. It's just, I've got a couple of different ways of doing it. What are you doing? What are you giving it?
I don't know.
He's torn because he's not going to do it. He knows he's not going to do it. It's not going to go in his close-up case. He's not going to take Wild Cubes out for anything, and he knows he's not, but he always gives Alakazam 120%, so he's torn. His little brain is he doesn't know what to do. He might explode in a minute. We might have Ryland all over the walls. That'd be funny. What are we giving it, Ryan?
I think I've got an idea.
Go on.
I think I'm going to give it...
People can't hear you.
I think I'm going to give it... Because what's the difference between 79 and 120? 41, isn't it?
41%, yeah.
Half of that is 20.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to go half and half and add 20.5 onto 79. So I got 79.5. Yeah.
Right.
I got 99.5.
What?
Give it 99.5%.
You're giving it 99.5%.
I split it down the middle.
Fair enough. Okay, so Ryland's giving
But
it...
then it's still wrong because that means I'm going to do it.
And you're not going to do it? Why don't you just say, it's a great trick, I'm not going to do it, I'm giving it 79%. You will get way more respect as a reviewer if you say that.
Okay, what you said.
You say it.
I don't know what you said, so
I'm not going to do it. I love Alakazam. It's a great trick.
I'm not going to do it. I love Alakazam. It's a great trick, but I'm going to give it 79%.
There you go, because Wild Cube.
I feel bad.
Pete's not going to mind. Who owns the rights to Wild Cube?
Alakazam.
Pete! So if people go, all right, we'll try Ryland's instead. Pete's not going to mind. The money goes in his pocket either way, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be fine with it. It doesn't matter if he's selling Jokerz or Wild Cube. You've given him two options, both of which he gets the cash. So I think he's going to be absolutely fine there. Right, 79% from him, 79% from me. We've got one little extra bonus review. What are you doing? We've done 4 this week. We're going to do one extra one. It's an older item, but we wanted to review it because a few people asked us about it because they saw Ryland do it on social media. You crazy kid. Let's just wrap this up with one final review. Okay, so the final bonus review we got this week is Flower Wand by Tora Magic. Now, you did this on social media. People saw you do it on social media and they were asking you where you got it from. So we thought we'd just quickly throw it in as a very quick review. You can get it from Tora Magic. It is basically an appearing cane, but it's bigger than...
No, it's more like an vanishing cane.
Sorry, it's a vanishing... You tell them.
It's an vanishing cane. So you take the cane, you can do whatever you want with it, spin it, do whatever, and then you take it and you literally just go, and then you got a massive bouquet of flowers literally right in front of you.
It looks so good, doesn't it?
It looks so clean.
Tell them your routine that you've got with it, with the Sven pad and everything, because I actually love your routine.
Yeah, I'm gonna put stuff in there so it's like my mum's favourite things. So it's like books, flowers, me behaving. No
tidy
Nerf
rooms.
guns in the house, tidy rooms, yeah, and then I force flowers, and then
use it. And don't you say, look, I'm going to make...
I thought it was going to be...
You got a little bottle of perfume, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you say, look, I'm going to use this magic wand, and you bring it out to make your favourite, to make whatever you picked appear in my hand. And you tap it, and when you open up your hand, it's a little bottle of perfume. Were you thinking of perfume? No. What were you thinking of? Flowers. Throw that over your shoulder. Throw us. Oh.
Yeah, but then it'll break.
No, it's plastic
glass.
one. No, we got a plastic one, if you remember. We bought a plastic one.
We got one of those like fancy glass ones. So you go.
No, it's just a plastic one. We got a plastic perfume bowl, and then it changes into a bouquet of flowers. It's super visual. Here's a video of Ryland when he did it on the Instagram. This is why we're doing the review, because so many people saw this and wanted us to review it. I love that. I really like that. I think that suits your style. I think it's quick, it's visual, and I think you have to have a reason for doing it. Like, you do quite a few things with flowers in your show, don't you? You in your Harry Potter act, you make a bush appear, dude. He's got the biggest Britannia you've ever seen. It's like, I remember what did your mum say to you when you got that Britannia for the first time and you were testing it out in the front room?
Get that out of here right now, it's too
She walked in the front door and she's like, why is there a bush in my front room? Poor mum. But yeah, I mean, look, if you can already do a Vanishing Cane, this is basically the same thing. The setup's the same, isn't it? In fact, you struggle to set up a Vanishing Cane, but you can set this one up really well.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, really, when you think about it.
I think it's because recently I've been setting Eclipse up, and Eclipse is like a Vanishing Cane. This is like a Vanishing Cane. Although, since I've been setting them up, I haven't actually tried setting up a Vanishing Cane. So I think I could probably do it now.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
There you go.
Right. Well, if you can do a Vanishing Cane, his hands are tiny, you know, and he can do that perfectly well. So if you can do a Vanishing Cane, you can do this, and you can make the flowers appear. It looks really cool. It's not that hard to do. I'm going to give it 79% because you will never see me turning a cane into a bunch of flowers. What are you giving it?
100%.
100%. It's in his show. 100% from Ryland, 79% from me. Now let's wrap this whole thing up.
Yeah, the car.
What? He's got this thing that they do at
It's not
school.
everybody knows it.
Well, no, everybody in your school knows it. Apparently, if you see a yellow car, you go yellow car and you hit the person, and the first person to see it hits the other person, and then they can't hit you back.
Punch them on the shoulder, yeah.
Right, okay. Well, can you wrap this up? Because there are no yellow cars.
There is.
Where?
When I went past the outlet, I punched you 4 times, but I actually saw 5 yellow cars. Anyway, there's no V-shot in the bag. There's no V-shot in the bag. There's no V-shot in the bag. Ah, I missed. I went for the table.
No, you didn't. You went for my hand. That wasn't even a yellow car situation.
No, I went for the table.
That is another review show in the bag. Thank you once again for joining us right here on Magic TV. Don't forget, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. If you want to follow this obnoxious little child on...
It's a great car.
That doesn't even count, and I know
Green
it
car.
doesn't. No. If you want to follow this obnoxious little child
car.
on...
White car.
If you want to follow this obnoxious little child on social media, please search for Ryland the Kid Magician on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't forget, you can.
Look, I got wings. Whee.
Don't forget, you can join the Netrix by going to www.thenetrix.com.
No cookies. It's not cookies.
Thought I got away with it that time. I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Craig.
Ryland.
He's Ryland. We'll see you again. No, not another Nerf gun. I hear you loading a Nerf gun. Every week you shoot me with a Nerf gun. No.
I'm joking.
We'll see you again soon. Thanks very much for watching. Say bye, Ray.
Bye.
Ow!
I got him good.